This is Grant's Production, live talk show, coming to you direct from the city of Tacoma, the city of destiny, 37 miles south of Seattle, Washington, in the northwest corner of the United States of America. And now this.
I'm qualified, yet, do you know that? To go to Life's waiting room and obtain your chart and call out Mr. and Mrs. CEO of Medicine, medical directors, and take you back to room number 1 and get your vitals, weight, blood pressure, height, temperature, and even oxygen level as you gasp of what goes on, and yet you conceal and cover it up. Perhaps then I'll chart on you your final assessment and diagnosis: neglect, post-traumatic stress syndrome that you administer to patients and families. Clearly, like the Vietnam War veterans, you're having flashbacks of people being shot and some soldiers killing others. Even stronger, medical neglect, patients dying at your will. Because as medical directors, you are in charge of medical facilities, not to wear 9-to-5 tailor-made suits and drive luxury SUVs. No, I'm not jealous. I've even driven mine, even in a broken state. My producer, JC, has already endorsed me, and let's get together and be a force to reckon with. I'm sure you're saying, let's stop talking about this. Sweep it underneath the carpet. You paid for the movie Empire Strikes Back. Now we're striking back. Why are families losing their loved ones because of neglect? Today, live on the set, I have the Davis family. They need to know, why did their loved one die at such an early state in life? Welcome.
Thank you.
Marilyn Davis,
yes,
you as a mother, what happened to your daughter?
I have yet to know. I asked for some closure. I can't even be comforted. She went in walking and talking. When I come in, she couldn't even speak.
And how old was your daughter?
34 years old.
And had no prior history of medical illnesses?
None whatsoever there.
Mr. McDonald, you take on several types of cases. How will they be able to obtain what happened to their loved one, to their daughter and their mother?
I think in regards to the information that they should be getting from the hospital, should be forthcoming, because Mrs. Davis, prior to her part, even after she died, she has no husband. So next of kin would be her mother, should be able to get all the information from the hospital. And the hospital, I think, is that refused to give the pertinent information. And when they fail to do the right thing, then the state of Montana had to obtain an attorney to force the hospital to release that information that are in their position pertaining to the death of Ms. Davis and the circumstances surrounding their death.
Well, how can one obtain and afford that type of legal advice when death often comes suddenly? I lost my mother to a negligent type of case, and still there's no closure even after 8 years. So what do? Do you keep crying? How do you keep fighting?
Another angle you could probably explore is probably similar to the Attorney General, Rob McKenna. He's the present Attorney General for the state of Washington, and you could probably pursue that course of action, asking him for some assistance in getting the information from the hospital. So that's another avenue of approach that you could probably take regarding this particular issue.
We was each other's backbone. You know, we scratched each other's back. And she's part of me. And now that she's gone, it's like I'm broken.
How absurd and lucrative is this, that there's a body that's not buried with dignity? Where's the closure, and when is it going to happen?
I believe what the family is trying to do is to preserve any and all evidence to see circumstances pertaining to her death. Now, if the body is buried or cremated, and all the evidence, if there's any, is destroyed, so by the funeral home having the body in its possession is preserving the evidence when the autopsy is done to really determine the cause of death. And that's, I believe that's the reason why Ms. Scott is in position of the deceased Ms. Davis' remains.
So, Marilyn, today, ma'am, there's nothing that we at Grant's Production can say, not even a card or a rose, or even the most tender flower in any season would comfort you. What do you want to say to corporate medical America, that we see the statistics that quotients are getting higher, but yet, this is reality, your daughter is lying in the morgue, not tomorrow, but yet today, this very moment.
Every day it gets harder. It's harder. When I look at her two girls without a mother, and I know what this mother is, and I haven't gave them closure either. It's not fair to not know what happened to my daughter. It's not.
So what type of help would you like to summons to America?
I would like to summon to America some aid in getting an autopsy done. Please, someone, help me get an autopsy done and see what happened to my daughter.
Well, Maya, in the closing and the conclusion of this interview with your family and your representative advocate, Mr. Alton McDonald, what do you want to say to America as a daughter and a sister and even an aunt to those children left behind without a mother? They'll never have another Mother's Day.
I would like to say that, a mother can't be replaced. Those kids are left behind. They don't have nobody. They had a mother that was walking and talking, and a mother can't be replaced. We have one mother.
That is so true. That is so true. Well, my sentiments and my prayer and thoughts are that someone out there here today in this segment viewing this in corporate medical America would not say, "Oh, I'm shocked," but take a gasp. Don't be aghast any further. You know what's going on, but yet take a stand and bring this family closure. I'm Vivian Grant with God's Crew. Until next time.